What's up? It is currently about 3 in the morning on Saturday, and I wanted to kind of get on here and talk about my plans and kind of my what I am hoping to do in the next month or two. And that is, well, it's a few different things, but mainly is dieting and training abs. So I'm going to be going on a fully strict diet, counting basically every calorie and making sure I'm getting about 3,000, give or take, every day to stay in my range of maintenance slash cut. I'm doing this because, one, I'm really interested to see how training abs could actually help my abs, because I feel like that's been something I've disliked most about my physique, especially my obliques. So if there's a small chance that it'll help, that's what I'll do. And also eating, everyone always just tells me I have to eat more and more and more. I'm going to be eating what I need and only what I need. And the reason I kind of had this urgency to make this is because I was just actually thinking about something that happened to me a few days ago, where I went into the posing room and I was talking with someone, and they were telling me how in my diet I eat junk and I got to cut that junk out if I want to lose my obliques, cuz okay, so what happened was I went in the posing room, shirts off. We were all posing, talking about physique stuff, and I pointed out how I really dislike my obliques and kind of how they point out. And it's more of like an hourglass kind of shape compared to just like a straight up V taper. You know what I mean? So, and he was saying, "Oh, you just store fat there," and I started going like, "But man, I eat good. I know I eat good. I have to eat. I have to eat better than 90%, 99% of the whole population. Like, the amount of junk I eat is on a very low level." And, talking with him kind of got me thinking, like, I'm already this close to I'm very close to a perfect diet. And it kind of convinced me to try and just see how it goes. Because I don't even find food that enjoyable, me personally. Like, I really just eat it because I have to. So I'm hoping kind of the dieting thing will help. I will be cutting out the extra junk and stuff just because I don't want it. I'm locked in enough that it's not important to me. And the only thing that is important to me is seeing how good I can do, which is another thing I wanted to talk about, because later that same day, I went out of the gym, or as I was leaving, some people I know were talking, so I went over and I was like, "Yo, like, I'm deciding to go all in with this. Like, I'm gonna do anything I can to reach my potential." And I was saying how I'm cutting out all junk. I'm tracking everything. Like, I don't care about enjoying food. I just want the nutrients. And they were saying, because the whole thing was about pancakes that night, because I told the guy in the posing room how I was gonna go home, have my protein pancakes, get my calories, and he was saying how, man, that's junk. Doesn't matter if it's protein pancakes. It doesn't matter. It's junk. He said, "I know you got syrup. I know you got," and he was right. You know, I did have syrup and brown sugar and stuff, and that was kind of an argument, not an argument, but kind of a respectful kind of like conversation with the people who I met on my way out of the gym, because they were like, "Dude, you're 18, your metabolism's fast, just eat whatever you want, it doesn't matter." And it's kind of something that has been kind of challenging for me to figure out, because on one side it's like I am 18 and I could enjoy the food, and it wouldn't matter, no one would notice. Like, I'm realistically probably around 11% body fat right now, or 12. And I mean, I'm always lean, so I could. It's just knowing that I feel like I'm just so close to maximizing everything, like not potential wise, but more progression wise. Like, I mean, in the gym, I lift hard, I track, I mean, I see the progress. But outside of the gym, I'm not as serious. Like, I know what I'm eating and such, but I'm not as much tracking it every day to make sure it's all correct. Actually, the reason I am up right now is because with I'm just gonna be blatantly honest here, as honest as I would like to be. I am gonna be quitting a habit of mine that isn't the best for me. It's not bad necessarily, but it's something that I don't need to be doing every day, especially every day. And it's not a good thing to rely on. So I'm going to be cutting that out along with my diet, which is why I cannot sleep tonight and I feel like I am wide awake and could go to the gym right now. I also wanted to say I want to start making some type of progression video, because that's another thing that's been really eating at my mind, and I'm gonna just be fully honest here. What's really annoying me is seeing my progress and knowing, or at least thinking it's quick, or a little above average, especially for my height and stuff, and just not having the patience to just wait and just keep going. It just feels like I just want everything to happen now, like now, and I can't just enjoy the process. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy lifting. It's just, I go on social media and I see these people and it just feels like I should be there, but I know I shouldn't realistically. But it's just that thought of it's never good enough. I know I've only been lifting 9 months, but it still just feels like, I'm sure everyone feels like this, where it's just kind of, you look at yourself and then you look at the people online and you just think it's never going to be enough, which is a tough pill to swallow. Like, for me personally, I know my physique is objectively above average, but when I look at it, I don't see it for what it is. I see it for what it's not. I'll hear or people will say how they compare me to David Lade, or they'll come up and be like, bro, you look like David Lade, you got David's physique. And, it's a cool compliment, and I'm like, oh, wow, I appreciate it. But, whenever I hear that, I start thinking, I could never get to that level, or I will never look that good. And I know to some people, hearing that is like, dude, just grow a pair, suck it up, which is what I have to do and what I will do. But it just kind of sucks, because every time I hear that, it's it makes me feel like for a second that, I'm at that level, and it feels good for a second, and then I kind of get shot back down to reality, and I realize that I don't look like that at all, and I never will look like that, which is okay, and that's what I need to kind of realize. If you don't go to the gym, you might not be able to comprehend kind of how you stress over such little things, but when you're in the gym and you're always seeing these people on Instagram and social media, and especially if you feel like you could be there, it's just a lot of pressure, or at least I put a lot of pressure on myself. I'm going to be doing this challenge. I'm going to go in with a good attitude, and I'm going to see it as a positive, a way to eliminate bad habits, create better ones, start cooking some of my own stuff again, start getting back into the groove of tracking calories. If it gets too bad where, it's a little unhealthy, then I'm going to probably try to cut back on it. Yeah, so that's the 30-day challenge I've decided to do. It should be interesting. The whole other ramble was just kind of stuff that I was just thinking about, and I really wanted to kind of get off my chest. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to keep working, but I need to be patient, and I need to not put myself in these positions where, but yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna exactly structure the challenge. I think I'm gonna do like maybe like every few days, like a check-in type thing. I'm gonna figure it out, but it should be interesting. I really want to find out how I could make decent progression videos. I'd really like to show, because it feels like that's something that could really help me on social media and such. So, in conclusion, I'm starting a new challenge, 30 days, eating completely healthy, cutting out bad habits. I'm gonna keep my grind on in the gym, and I'm gonna start trying to work on or figure out how I can do some progression videos. I'm going to be less chronically online and not worry so much, or try to not try to realize when I'm having like body dysmorphia and kind of try to just stop looking or stop thinking or kind of direct it to something else more productive that isn't just diminishing. So, yeah.